You've watched it happen your entire life. The smartest person in the room gets ignored. The most qualified candidate gets passed over. The one with actual answers sits in the back, while the loudest voice in the front gets promoted. And you've spent years trying to figure out why. You studied harder. You worked longer. You kept your head down and did everything right. And still, someone half as capable as you is giving you orders. Here's the truth. It's not a glitch in the system. It's the system working exactly as designed. And once you understand why stupid people run the world, you'll never be powerless in a room again. Drop "I see it now" in the comments if you've ever watched someone less capable than you get everything you deserved. Because what I'm about to tell you is the thing nobody in power wants you to figure out. Let me describe something you've probably lived through. You're in a meeting. There's a problem on the table. You know the answer. You've thought it through, you've done the research. You have the solution sitting right there in your head. And before you can open your mouth, someone else speaks. They say something vague, something confident, something that sounds like it means something but actually means nothing. And the room nods. The boss nods. They write it on the whiteboard like it's gospel. You sit there quietly thinking, that's not even close to right. But it doesn't matter. Because by the time you gather your thoughts and prepare your response, the moment is gone. The decision is made. And the person who said nothing useful just became the hero of the room. If you've been through this, you know the feeling. That slow burn in your chest, that quiet, suffocating confusion. Not anger, worse than anger, disbelief. How? How does this keep happening? Here's what nobody tells you. Intelligence, real intelligence, is actually a disadvantage in most social systems. And that's not an accident. Most people think the world rewards the smartest. That's what we were told. Study hard, think clearly, be right, and the world will recognize you. But that's not how power works. Power doesn't flow to the most capable. Power flows to whoever controls the room. And controlling the room has almost nothing to do with being right. It has everything to do with making people feel something. Machiavelli wrote it 500 years ago. Men judge more by the eye than by the hand. Meaning, people believe what they see, not what they verify. They follow energy. They follow certainty. They follow the person who never seems to doubt themselves, even when they absolutely should. Stupid people, and I don't mean people with low IQs. I mean people with low self-awareness and high confidence. They have one superpower that genuinely smart people often lack. They are never paralyzed by doubt. Here's what happens inside a highly intelligent mind when a problem appears. You see it from multiple angles. You immediately recognize the risks. You see what could go wrong. You understand the complexity. And all of that awareness, all of that intelligence, makes you hesitate. Because you know enough to know you might be wrong. That hesitation reads as weakness to everyone watching. Now here's what happens inside the mind of the overconfident person with the wrong answer. They see one angle. They feel certain. They speak immediately. They project zero doubt. And that certainty, that unearned certainty, reads as leadership to everyone watching. Most people never see this. They see the confident person and assume the confidence comes from competence. That is one of the oldest tricks in human psychology. Confidence and competence feel identical from the outside, and most people never look deeper. Let me tell you about a pattern that plays out in organizations all over the world. A new company hires two people. One is brilliant, thoughtful, measured. When they speak, they give nuanced answers. When they're asked for opinions, they say things like, "It depends," or There are a few ways to look at this. The other person is bold. They have opinions on everything. They speak in absolute terms. They never say, "I don't know." They walk into every room like they already own it. Within 6 months, who gets promoted? Not the thoughtful one, the bold one. Because the people in charge didn't hire someone to be right. They hired someone to project confidence downward so that everyone below them stays calm and stays in line. Here's the truth. Most leadership positions in the world are not filled by visionaries. They are filled with comfortable, familiar energy. People who make the people above them feel safe. People who don't challenge. People who perform certainty on command. Intelligence is threatening, certainty is soothing. And most systems, corporations, governments, and social circles, they choose soothing over threatening every single time. But it goes deeper than just confidence. They won't admit it, but the people in power actively select against intelligence in the people beneath them. Think about it. A truly intelligent subordinate asks questions. They challenge bad decisions. They expose weak thinking. They make the person above them look less impressive by comparison. A confident but limited person? They execute. They don't question. They make their boss look visionary because they never poke holes in the vision. So systems, over time, naturally filter out the ones who think too much and promote the ones who comply too well. It's not conspiracy. It's just incentives. Every boss, consciously or not, asks the same silent question when considering someone for promotion. Does this person make me feel bigger or smaller? Smart people, often without meaning to, make insecure leaders feel smaller. And insecure leaders run almost everything. Now here's where this stops being a tragedy and starts being a weapon. Because once you understand the actual rules of the game, you can stop losing it. Most intelligent people lose not because they're wrong, but because they play the wrong game. They try to win with facts in a room that scores on feelings. They try to win with analysis in a culture that rewards action. They whisper when the room rewards whoever speaks loudest. This is not about becoming someone you're not. This is about understanding that intelligence without strategy is just private brilliance, and private brilliance changes nothing. Machiavelli didn't say be smart. He said to appear the way power requires you to appear, while keeping your real thinking private. The fox recognizes traps. The lion commands fear. But the person who rules, they know when to be the fox and when to be the lion. Here's what that looks like in practice. Stop waiting to be called on. Speak first, not with your full analysis, with your conclusion. Lead with the answer, then support it. Confident people don't show their work. They show their verdict. Stop hedging. The word maybe is political poison. It signals doubt. It gives everyone around you permission to doubt you too. Kill it. Replace maybe we should consider with here's what we do. Stop being the smartest person trying to prove they're the smartest person. The real power move is to already know you're the smartest person and never need anyone else to confirm it. That shift in posture changes how every room receives you. If you've been through this, you know the feeling of being overlooked for the 10th time and wondering if something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. You were playing chess in a room full of people playing a completely different game. The painful truth is the world is not a meritocracy. It never has been. It rewards the person who seems most capable, not the person who is most capable. And seeming is a skill. A learnable, practicable, completely real skill. You can be brilliant and strategic. You can see every angle and still speak with iron conviction. You can have doubt on the inside and show none of it on the outside. That's not dishonesty. That's survival. Most people never see this because they're too busy being frustrated at the unfairness to study the actual mechanics of the system that's defeating them. You just studied it. The stupid people running the world aren't running it because they're luckier than you. They're running it because somewhere along the way, they stopped worrying about being right and started focusing entirely on being believed. They stopped trying to be impressive and started trying to be comfortable to be around for the people above them. They stopped hesitating and started moving, even when the direction was wrong. And the truly maddening part? Half the time, it works. Not because the world is broken, but because most people, most followers, most voters, most employees are not looking for the truth. They are looking for someone who makes uncertainty feel like it's under control. If you can do that while actually knowing what you're doing, you become something the world almost never sees. Someone who actually deserves the power they hold. Here's the question I want to leave you with. Not, why do stupid people run the world? You know the answer now. The real question is, how long are you going to let them? Subscribe if this opens something in your mind. Watch the next video, because this is just the beginning of what they never wanted you to figure out. Stay dangerous.